Hey guys, I'm Heather, and I want to share a little bit about my situation with going no contact. Going no contact with someone that you love is very difficult and hard. There's also guilt that comes along with going no contact. So I want to share with you how I dealt with it, dealt with the guilt. I still deal with a little bit of guilt going no contact. There was a person in my life who, from the very beginning when I met this person, they were never really for me. They gave this feeling of that they did like me and they did support me, but then there were subtle things that made me feel like it was not genuine, not sincere, and they would criticize me. They would make snarky remarks behind my back or to me. They would just do things that were really hurtful, and I would carry all of that in my being and go home from wherever I was with this person and feel really miserable. When this happened, this was many years ago, I was not a very secure and strong person. I needed to do a lot of inner work, so I took everything that this person did very personal and beat myself up thinking it was what I was doing that was causing this person to treat me that way. I would walk on eggshells. I would try to change the way that I was to make this person happy, so they didn't feel a certain way about me. And in return, I was miserable, and it really took a toll on my mental health, worrying about keeping this person happy and content. I would share my feelings with close members of my family, and sometimes I would get that, oh, you're too sensitive, you're looking too into this, or they did see it and they did not want to disrupt the family image or whatever else was going on. They just didn't want to be involved. And so I struggled alone with this. And it wasn't till this year that I decided I was going no contact. And by no contact, I meant I was blocking, deleting social medias, and I just completely cut certain people out of my life. It really came down to, I felt like there were people that were not supporting me 100%. And by that, I felt weighed down that I have these people around me and they're not supporting me. They're not happy for what I'm doing. In fact, they're quite negative when they're around me, and they're really rude and mean. So who wants to have people around their life who are treating them that way? So I made the decision, and I knew that there would be consequences with this decision to do this. With every action, there is a reaction. So I did, and to be honest with you, when I did this, it was very freeing. I almost felt like there was a baggage lifted from my chest, and the worries and the negative feelings went away. And it's like out of sight, out of mind, and that's kind of how it is. But there's always this feeling in the back of my head that, oh, these people, they're your family, they're this, they're that, you should do this because they're this. That always still kind of comes up and makes me feel guilty that I did what I did because they're family, or they're this, they're a friend, you've known them your whole life, so you shouldn't be doing that. And so how I dealt with that is, I still do get that guilt sometimes, but I have to tell myself that them and their behavior, one, is not anything that I can control. So that is not up to me to fix them or control how they treat me. However, I do have control over how I react to them. And before, I would really react. I would have a visceral reaction, sometimes in front of them, and I regret that. Sometimes it would be at home after. It would cause arguments and fights within my family because of this. And that's when you know that a toxic person is not is not doing you any good and that you have to let them go. So recently I did share on my YouTube post running into someone. I let go of a lot of people recently. So it wasn't like just one specific person that I let go. I let go of quite a few people. And that's hard for me to say because when you let go of people you love, it's hard, but it was hindering me. It was not helping me. These people were not supportive of what I was doing. They weren't supportive of me, and it was holding me back. So I did run into someone that I did cut off and went no contact with, and it was very awkward. You could feel the tension, but after the interaction, I just had to sit down and say, you know what? Let them feel how they feel, and I have to do what I have to do. I have to move on and focus on my life and focus on me and what I'm doing. If they're not here to support me, if they are not here to enjoy my presence and give what I give to them, then I can't have them around in my space. It's just not going to work. And you can cry, you can feel the grief of leaving someone behind, and do it with love. And I struggled with doing this because I felt like, oh, am I doing this selfishly? Am I selfish for doing this? And so I struggled with that. And then I finally got to a point where it's not selfish to put yourself first. If something is messing with your mental health and messing with your physical health, then you have to do what you have to do, because these people are not going to change. No matter if you tell them what's going on, how they're treating you, how it makes you feel, they're not going to change. And by holding on to that, it's just going to make you feel worse. So I saw this person. I was very bland. I did say hi. I'm not going to be rude. So I said hi and I moved on. It was just very awkward, but I came home and again, that guilt, I felt that guilt of what did you do by cutting these people off, and did you do the right thing? Are you doing the wrong thing? But in my heart, I know that my peace is more important than letting someone just trample all over my boundaries constantly and not standing up for myself and not being strong in who I am because other people feel the way that they feel. For me, in this situation, this is simply just my experience and my opinion. If you need to see a therapist or whatever, please do that. I am not a licensed therapist. This is just my journey and my experience. From my experience, these people, no matter what I would say to them or do, it would always get misconstrued or woven into something totally different, or whether it was on purpose or maybe this person just really misunderstood me, but it was always, there was nothing that I could say that I could say, oh, the sky is beautiful today, it's blue. And it would get turned into something like, oh, she said the sky is gonna fall and there's a storm coming. So it was like, no matter what I did or said, it was always met with negativity, I guess, or just misunderstanding. So it's just really difficult to be around people like that because I was forever walking on eggshells to make sure I didn't disrupt anything. And that's just a horrible way to live, to be told, oh, don't say this, don't do that. I felt like I was in a prison, that I couldn't be who I was because who I was really bothered this person. So I have to put on a mask for them to make them comfortable. And that is just not a good way to live. So what have I learned? I have learned from this experience that people are going to be people and to let them be who they are. And I'm going to be who I am. And I have to respect myself, respect what I do, and respect them for what they want to do. And that it is okay if we don't get along, that we're not compatible. Like, that's okay. It's okay if people do not get along or see eye to eye. There's no sense in forcing relationships when people aren't getting along. So why force a dinner? Why force a get together when two people don't even want to be there, or you can't even enjoy a person's company? So if that means going no contact or removing yourself from situations, you have to do what you have to do. And at the end of the day, you can't control them. You can only control you. And that's all you can do. You cannot change anyone to make them like you, to make them love you, to make them support you. And for some reason, for a long time in my life, I was attracting people, friends, family, even partners that were triggering that in me, that were just not supportive. I think it was a lesson that I had to learn and to grow through, that I need to support myself. I need to love myself. I need to set boundaries. I need to have better confidence and better self-esteem, that what these people say or do does not matter. Even if they're jealous, even if they're like, these people were very jealous and competitive. And I just could not understand that, because I want everyone to win. I want everyone to be successful. I want everyone to feel good. And I couldn't understand why these people were so negative and nasty all the time. It didn't matter what was going on. There was just this air, this just vibe in the air when they were around. This tense, like, envy, jealousy, one up. And that is just so toxic to be around. People who are jealous, they will pull you down in a heartbeat, because they do not want to see you succeed. So sharing your successes, your life with them, it's just not a good thing, because they don't want to see you succeed. They want to see you fail to make themselves feel greater. And when you can see that you have done nothing wrong and these people are coming at you, me personally, I just felt like, do I need to dim my light? Do I need to stop doing certain things? And then no, you shouldn't have to do that. You can be yourself, succeed and shine without feeling like you're outshining someone, because you're not. Everybody shines in their own way, and they will shine on their own timeline. And you're never going to outshine someone, ever. That's just not going to happen. There is enough abundance. There's enough to go around to everyone that you cannot outshine. However, those negative people who are jealous, envious, competitive with you will pull you down. 100%. They will pull you down, and you will not even realize that they're doing it until you're looking around at yourself and all of your accomplishments, or the way you're taking care of yourself, you're not doing it anymore, because you feel like, oh, I stopped doing that because this person, made a comment or said something. And it actually does take a toll on you. So if you feel that you have friends, family, coworkers who do that, you either have to cut them off or really set a boundary with them, that things that they say, things that they do does not get into your heart space. You have to really let it go and just stay far away from people like that. Another lesson that I learned is that you're always going to have a hater. There's always going to be a hater. So, for example, getting on camera and talking today, so nerve-wracking, because, you think, someone might not like it. What are they going to think? What are they going to say? Who cares what they think? Who cares what they say? Because there's always going to be a naysayer. There's always going to be a hater, and there's a block button that you can block. Finding the courage to be your authentic self is so freeing. If you can find the courage deep down to just be who you are, do what you want to do, freedom. You have complete freedom and control of your life. Letting go of what people think or say or do. For me, that was like the biggest chain breaker, is just doing what you want to do and putting yourself out there the way you want to be seen, your authentic self, and not worrying about what one single person thinks about it. Because people are going to have comments. They're going to have opinions. Everybody has opinions. So you have to be like the saying, water on a duck. Just let it roll off. Yeah, is it hurtful? But you know what? These people don't know you. They don't know the real you. They just know what they see from the outside, and they're forming their opinions from their filters and how they feel and the amount of healing that they've done. So they're coming at you with projections. And that was another thing that I learned that really made the light bulb go off, that people are coming to you and the things that they say are projections of really how they feel on the inside. So someone who comes at you with negativity or hatefulness or nastiness is really reflecting how they feel on the inside about them. Game changer to know that. So someone says something nasty to you, they're feeling nasty. It's not about you. Not even a little bit is it about you. It is about them and how they feel. So when you finally get that down pat, that when someone says something nasty, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about their filters and how they view themselves and the world around them. So take that into consideration and know that you can put yourself out there and forget about people who are haters. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a like and a subscribe, so I can do more of this and it gets it out to more people. I also do Reiki videos. I haven't done any in a while because I was working on my TikTok. I do have a TikTok. It is called Sleepy Kitties, where I do short videos of my cats, and I share some other things like recipes, whatever, but my YouTube channel is Reiki. I do share my cats, and I like to share stories of my healing journey and my journey back to being a confident person. So if you like it, subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to share. I love you all. Bye.